Day, everyone. So, the continuous report I'm going to discuss today is chapter 21, with the entitled The Second Homecoming and the Formation of the La Liga Filipina by Dr. Jose Pretacio Rizal. So, what was the reason for Rizal's second homecoming? First is to discuss with Governor General Eulogio Dispohol regarding his proposal on the Borneo colonization. Second is to establish the Liga Filipina in the Philippines. And third is to prove that Eduardo de Let was wrong in attacking him in Madrid, that he is being comfortable and safe in Hong Kong, had abandoned the country's cause. Rizal believed that the fight for Filipino liberties had assumed a new phase and it must be fight not in Spain but in the Philippines. That's why he led a new reform movement. During his arrival in Manila, on June 26, 1892, this was the Rizal's second homecoming. With him was his widowed sister Lucia, and they both arrived in Manila. Rizal, being a meticulous diarist, described his second homecoming in Manila as follows. I arrived in Manila on June 26, 1892, Sunday at 12 noon. I was met by the many carabiniers headed by a major. There were in addition one captain and one sergeant of the veteran civil guard, and I came down with my luggage and they inspected me at the custom house. From there, I went to Hotel de Oriente where I occupied room number 22 facing the church of Binondo. In July 3, Rizal returned and talked about the sundry things thanked to Governor General Despol for having lifted the exile of his sisters, asked him if he would like to go abroad to Hong Kong, and he also answered yes, and also told him to return on Wednesday. Later on, they talked. He visited his sisters Sisa and Nining. Is visiting friends in Central Seoul. In his diary, the following day, June 27 at 6 p.m., Rizal bore a train into Tuban Station and visited his friends in Malolos, Bulacan, San Fernando, Pampanga, Tarlac, and Bacolor, Pampanga. These friends of him were a very good friends who were also his supporters in the Reform Crusade. His visiting his friend is also had a goal is to recruit and pursue him in his forms of the Liga Filipina. The next day, in June 28, he returned to Manila at 5 p.m. There were government spies who also watched Rizal as he went to different places, what he would do. They watched every movement of Rizal very, very carefully. As you all know, Rizal's second homecoming is also a hot eye or a hot issue for the Spaniards. After his visit to his friends' homes, the Guardia Civil raided it and then seized some copies of the Noli and Fili, some suppressive pamphlets of his works and writings. In June 29, he saw His Excellency and did not succeed to leave the penalty of exile, lifted that he was to come again the following day at 7:30. On June 30, they talked about the question of Borneo and told Rizal to come back at Sunday. Rizal talked with the General Dispohol, Governor General Dispohol. And on July 3, 1892, Rizal attended a meeting of the patriots of the home of the Chinese Filipino Mestizo on Ayala Street, Tondo, Manila, and at the same date, the La Liga Filipina was also approved. Rizal explained the objectives of the La Liga Filipina. The constitutions of the La Liga Filipina. This objective first is to unite the archipelago into one compact and homogeneous body. Second is the mutual protection in every want and necessity. Third is the defense against all violence and injustice. Fourth, encourage of education, agriculture, and commerce. And lastly, fifth is study of application and reforms. Constitution of La Liga Filipina I also have this kind of motto. So here are the sample copy of the motto of La Liga Filipina. Yunus in Star Omnium, in English One Like All, in 1892. It means about unity, pagkakaisa bilang isang Pilipino. So, the people behind, of course, in a certain Reformation, you also have this organizational chart of the people behind the Reformation. The founder of the La Liga Filipina is Jose Rizal, the president is Ambrosio Salvador, the fiscal is Agustin de la Rosa, the treasurer is Bonifacio Arevalo, and the secretary of the first supreme leader of Katipunan is Didato Arellano. All Filipinos who have the heart or the welfare of their fatherland is already qualified to be the member of the La Liga Filipina. Qualification for membership. All Filipinos who have the heart and welfare of their fatherland. Every member pays an entrance fee of 2 pesos and monthly due of 10 centavos. So here I'm going to discuss the duties of the La Liga Filipina as it follows. The first and foremost is obey the orders of the Supreme Council. Second is to help in recruiting new members. Third is to keep in strictest secrecy the decisions of the La Liga authorities. Fourth is to have a symbolic name which he cannot change until he becomes the president of the council. Fifth is to report to the fiscal anything that he may hear or what they hear outside that can affect the La Liga and to behave well as a good Filipino. And lastly, is to help our fellow members in all different ways. So what they did, as a most recruitment became active, the Spaniards sensed a great danger from this movement. Imagine Filipinos against them, right? So what they did is they arrested Rizal and jailed him in Fort Santiago. On July 6, 1892, Rizal went to Malacanang Palace to resume his series of interviews with the Governor General. During the interview, Governor General showed him some of the printed leaflets which were allegedly found in Lucia's pillowcase, which are also not true. The title of the leaflet is Poor Friars, authorship of Father Jacinto, which was printed by the Imprenta de los Amigos de Paez, Manila. These were a satire against the rich Dominican friars who, amidst the fabulous riches, contrary out to their monastic vow of poverty. Despite his denial, insistent demand, he also, the civil guard, get him without any doubt. On July 7, the next day, in July 7, another paper was also published by the Gaceta de Manila, published the story of the Rizal's arrest, and became the talk of the town among the Filipinos. So, the Spaniards heard about the deportation of Rizal's, and this is the reason of Rizal's deportation. First, Rizal published a book and articles abroad which showed disloyalty to Spain, which were frankly anti-Catholic and prudently anti-friar. Another reason is a few hours after his arrival, there was also found his packages a bundle of handbills entitled Pobres Friars. His novel El Filibusterismo was dedicated to the memory of the 3 traitors, or they're called the Gumborza, and the end of his, which he pursued in his efforts in writing, is to tear from the loyal Filipino Brits the treasures of our Catholic faith. This is the reasons of his deportation in Spain. When Rizal went abroad, he published a great piece of writings. At July 15, he brought to the Pitan with the heavy guard and spent loneliness for 4 years, with a lot of reasons from gubernatorial decree responsible for his deportation. Indeed, that Rizal works and action teaches us a variety of important lessons in life. He served as a valuable role model and a sum of inspirational for all the Filipinos. Thank you for listening and have a good day.